want to talk about how to focus your rage. And if you stick around to the end, I'll tell you what really makes me mad. I'm going to go there and tell you what really pees me off. I'm going to give you some tea. Hi, my name is Aubrey Lynch. Welcome to my channel, a place where dream seekers and high achievers come to make things happen. Welcome. You ever got mad? Like rage mad? You know, someone says something to you or does something to you or says something about you and you're in that rage like you're gonna... And you can't because we don't do this. We have to have somewhere to put this stuff. We're not gonna go and knock someone in the head or do something worse, right? Because we're mad. What do you do when the rage comes in and you know you can't go in? And that's what I'm talking about. When you've been dissed, someone really pees you off, really pees you off. They know they're wrong and you know they're wrong. And if you tell them about it, you're gonna find yourself in a situation. That's not my channel. I'm not about acting out your rage unless you're focusing it. How can we take this reservoir of energy, fire, like a volcano inside of you wanting to spew lava and burn your foes with your stuff? Pyroclastic flows. That's what's called pyroclastic flows. I've been there so many times, and then you play the movie back. If I could have said this, that, and the other, I would have said this, that, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. For me, anyway, that's not my personality. I'm not snappy like that. Some people say things to me, and I just go, "Did they just insult me?" I think they did. Keep walking. Don't go back. I'm not gonna go, "You son of," I'm just not gonna do that. But it's in there. You gotta put it somewhere. What are you gonna do with all that rage, that part of you that's been hurt? Right? That's been really, really betrayed deeply. There's a number of layers of that we're not going to get into today, but I wanted to talk about a couple things that you can do to focus your rage. So these things are not going to actually impact the situation necessarily. They're not going to change what happened, and I can still play movies in my head of things that happened decades ago that still can pee me off. Because I go, I cannot believe that person X, Y, and Z. I cannot believe that situation rolled out the way that it did. I cannot believe that everyone's okay with that. That happened, and everyone's okay with it. I can get really easily riled up. And if we let ourselves go there, we're wasting our life force and our energy about something that is done. It's done. Maybe you could have came back and said something snappy. Or maybe you did say something snappy. Maybe you came out of yourself and then now you're the villain, even though they came at you first. All that stuff is going to be part of managing our anger, our rage, and our hurt and our pain. So think about these things that you can do, and there are many, many others, I'm sure, but these are things that I actually do to help channel the things that happen, that hurt, that are uncomfortable, and make me mad. I do not want to spend my life in anger or rage, so I try to activate it and focus it into making things and doing things that are positive. It works. These videos are a direct result of me channeling some pain that I had, as you may be able to hear it in my words and my stories, and as I get more comfortable, I maybe become more vulnerable and more open about the true stories behind these videos. If you are listening, you know that it's a lot of deep stuff in here. I try to make it inspiring and fairy life, but wisdom costs, right? Life lessons come at a high price, and it's not always easy to manage the things that happen. So I'm blessed to have found a place to point them, and I am deeply honored that you are watching this right now, and hopefully it's impacting your life and remind you that you're not alone, that there are a lot of us out there managing stuff that is bigger than us, that seems overwhelming and overpowering and defeating, and we have to find a way to soldier on. And if there's anything in these videos that can help you, I want to offer that to you. These are real life lessons that I've learned by going through life and its shenanigans, and we're here in this fight together, despite what media is saying, that we're so divided and polarized. I suppose we are, but they're perpetuating that because we keep buying it. As long as we keep buying it, they're going to keep selling it. So while we're buying and selling evil, hate, and betrayal, and sadness, and fear, while we're doing that, we have to also do this. We have to also look inside, self-reflect, become self-aware, and love what you find, whatever it is. How can we focus your rage? Physical exercise. It's kind of maybe sound obvious, but working out, putting that energy into something positive like building your body is a great place to point lingering, smoldering anger and hurt. Burning calories, breaking a sweat, getting your heart rate up literally releases endorphins. You feel better just by doing the activity. Sometimes just by taking a walk around the block briskly can also change your state of being, but in a larger way, going to the gym, bike riding, or playing a sport really gets that stuff out of your body, out of your heart, out of your mind. That doesn't change the situation. You're not going to get back at this person or this thing or this idea because you've been hurt, but you are going to take care of yourself by pointing that energy into something positive for you. Mind-body practices. Participating in physical activity like Tai Chi, Pilates, yoga that integrate movement with your mental focus. It removes all the noise, like the noise out there, that keeps going on. We're going to ignore that. Ignore the noise and focus yourself on you and the greater good. It really helps. Again, it's not going to help you in the moment when they make the thing happen and you see the face, you want to say something and you don't. It does diffuse the bomb that's building. It relieves the pressure in the volcano and puts the focus where it matters, on you. Because chances are you can't control what's happened. You can't control the situation that you're in. You're just in a difficult place because someone had the nerve to get up in your face and say something that was inappropriate and you didn't come back at them like you think you should. That's happened to me. I just don't come back because it's not worth it. I'm not clever like that. I'm not quick like that. I'm not snappy like that. I just will say something and start stuttering and then be in a bigger situation, looking like a fool. So I tend to get kind of shut down and let it wash over and then go and pine by myself. Or call up and I do that, but it's better. Take a yoga class, do a Pilates. For me, I actually take an adult ballet class, and that really brings me right back to my student days where I'm struggling with steps that used to be easy and looking at the mirror at some grotesque visuals I can't look at, but I feel so much better, and that rage does tend to dissipate. I can bring it up quickly, but it's about releasing it and trying to let it go and putting the focus back on you where it counts, where it really matters. Creative outlets. Art's underrated. And I'm not saying you've got to be an expert painter, expert photographer, expert or anything. You can be total amateur, totally no one's going to ever see it. But writing, experiencing music, maybe learning to play music, singing, writing, poetry, drawing, using the creative muscles of your brain, even if you feel like there's not a creative cell in your body, diving yourself into the arts is so healing and so powerful and points all of that energy and channels it into something that focuses your brain, puts you in the zone, and allows you to express the part of you that has no words. I believe if we did this more, there'd be less problems in the world. If we had it in our schools with kids every day as part of our reading, writing, and arithmetic to work the creative muscles of our brains, this would be a different world. I'm biased because I'm obviously in the arts, been in the arts my entire life, and I know for sure it is a place to put your anger. Using a creative expression does wonders for the heart and soul, especially when you're managing a bunch of anger and rage. Learn a new skill or hobby. I love learning new things. I'm always watching do-it-yourself videos. Maybe that's just me, but it really is helpful in putting all of that energy that sometimes can be very misguided. YouTube is full of do-it-yourself videos. Pick one about something you enjoy doing and make it. It channels your brain into learning. It takes that energy and puts it into a place where there's momentum. And then you have a sense of achievement and you're focusing your energy on something that really matters for you. Goal setting and planning. Redirect your anger into setting a personal goal and making a plan to get there. This is a good one. I want to do this, this, and this. I want to do this. It puts you in the zone. It quiets the noise, and you're building something for you. You're not spending energy thinking about the thing that happened that made you pain, that gave you pain or caused you anger or rage. because that's not going to do anything but just cause more rage. But you're actually taking the energy you feel and putting it into making something happen. You'll find you have determination and focus. Again, these videos I'm making are directed energy. Telling you, I am literally in front of you, focusing pain, rage, disappointment, betrayal, violation. I've had some rough times the last couple of years, as we all have. Anyone coming out of that pandemic has not come out of there unscathed. I've certainly had my share of bruises, and I am healing myself through my creativity, through my writing, through making these videos, the editing, and learning how to do this frame by frame on YouTube. I did not know how to use Final Cut Pro before. I did not know how to use the lighting and the sound, and it's all new for me, and I am loving it. It gives me a place to put all the crap and shenanigans that I am managing every day. Look at the result. Even if no one watches, the art is out there for anyone to see long after I'm gone. I am literally doing this in front of you right now. There are things on my mind that I can't control, and I tend to ruminate. I don't want to ruminate, the repeating thoughts. I don't want to do that. I want to put the energy over there or channel it into something creative like this. It works. It really, 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 really works. Again, it doesn't change the situation. Those people are still losers. They're on my last nerve. I am focusing on what I can control, which is this. And I thank you for being a part of it. Helping others. Being in service is the greatest healing there is ever. The moment you shut off your ego and focus on helping someone else for no reason, it's not transactional, not about getting paid or getting credit. Maybe you can get paid, maybe you can get credit, but it's not about that. It is about being in service to the needs of others. It is so empowering, so healing, and that rage has no place when you're trying to focus on someone else. Volunteer, mentor, engage in community service. There are organizations that need volunteers, that need helpers to come in and do all kinds of things that will have a huge impact on people every day, and it is a great place to point the part of our lives that we cannot control, especially the parts of our lives that hurt. It's also a reminder sometimes, you know what? I don't have it so bad. I am a very lucky and blessed person. I'm going to count my blessings, live in gratitude, and be in service of others. It is really almost a cure for any mental ailment. At least I found, in my opinion. If you stuck around this long, you deserve a treat. Or some tea. You want the tea, right? That's where you stay to watch the end and see what makes them mad. Here's some tea. You know what really makes me mad is when people are disrespectful in a way that makes you feel invisible. They don't see you because they've chosen not to see you. If they just stepped back and saw you and acknowledged you as a person, they would see that you're beautiful and powerful and amazing and have a lot to add to not only the world but their lives. But when people look through you, beyond you, and speak to you in a way that's condescending or kind of negates what the work that you've done, when you feel invisible. Ooh, I don't like feeling invisible. I don't do background well, if you can tell. But if I have to, I'm happy to give the floor to someone else. But when someone is deliberately rising above you or looking down at you or looking through you or not acknowledging your contribution, that really just starts to burn with me. And it's hard because I take my work very personally. I'm not like phoning in a task for someone else. You know, there is simplicity in that, and I envy sometimes people that can do that. But I like to be driven by the work and fed by the work. And when someone chooses purposefully to not acknowledge that work, that really hurts. You can't make someone see you. You can't make someone appreciate you. You can't make someone acknowledge who you really are. All you can do is be who you are. And in the being, you're repelling the darts that people throw at you. And if they spend their time throwing darts at you, that's just more about them than you. And then it's working. The moment you come back at them or express that anger or that pain in a way that you're going to see me and you're going to do this, and it happens all the time. It's easy to fall into that trap. I have fallen into that trap. When I want to be seen, I'm here. You're going to see me. It doesn't work because you can't make them see you. The hardest thing for me is understanding that some people are never going to see you. They're never going to understand you. If you have any kind of vision or creative ideas, by definition, being a visionary means you're going to see things that others don't. And no matter what you do to describe or light or say point the way, they're never going to see what you see. And in doing that, they are not seeing you. And for those who care, who want to be visible, who want to matter, it hurts. That really bothers me. And I've had to manage that many, many times in my life where people don't recognize the 40 years I've spent doing what I do. The content of these videos are 40 years of learning, failing, falling, embarrassing myself, humiliating myself, risking myself, making glorious decisions and really bad decisions and having great success and really horrible public failures. It's just what they're from. I celebrate myself every day without being narcissistic about it, but you have to celebrate yourself because sometimes people are not going to celebrate you. They're just not, either because they don't see you and so don't think you're worth celebrating, or they don't want to celebrate you because they do see you. Either way, it can feel the same. That's a very transparent confession that I work on every day because I want to get to a place in my life where it does not matter if I am recognized for what I do, who I am, what I've done. I want to just do my work. And the glory and beauty, as I've said many times in these videos, is in the work. It's not in the accolades, it's not in the celebration, it's not in the acknowledgement, it's not in people giving you the reverence that you deserve. If you make it about the work, it is very fulfilling. And no matter what anyone says or does, it bounces off of you like water off a duck's back. It can't penetrate you. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get there one day. I'm not there yet. I'm working on it. I hope that you're working on it too. Because imagine that place where it doesn't matter what anyone says or does, you are in your space of beauty, love, and light. A state of being that is naturally who you are. A divine gift to the universe, loving and living in your best self. That's the goal. Because that means whatever you do, successful or not, it's going to feel like success because you won. You won the war. Let's do this. Let's win the war. Win the war of beauty, love, and light, and self-love, power, elegance, grace, and rising above our circumstances, and rising above the haters, and let them hate and troll on their own and dissipate into the wallpaper of the darkness of the forest, and let them have their evil together while we're going for the light. Okay, that's my rant for today. I'll see you there.